everybody again. This time we're going to learn lesson 4.3, using charts to display data. Let's start. Charts are useful for displaying data because you can see patterns and trends easily and quickly. You can also compare different sets of data easily. In this section, you are going to revise what you already know about how to draw and make sense of pictograms, bar charts, and pie charts. Let's start. Pictograms. Pictograms are fairly simple charts. Small symbols or pictures are used to represent quantities. The meaning of the symbol and the amount it represents key must be provided for the graph to make sense. Work example 4. The table shows how many books 5 different students have finished reading in the past year. Draw a pictogram to show this data. The key is one of these book pictures is 2 books. Work example 5. This pictogram shows the amount of time that 5 friends spent talking on their phones during 1 week. So the key is one of these clock pictures is 1 hour. Question 8. Who spent the most time on the phone that week? How much time did Isabel spend on the phone that week? Who spent 3.5 hours on the phone this week? Draw the symbols you would use to show 2.25 hours. Exercise 4.7. Question 1. A pictogram showing how many tourists visit the top 5 destinations uses the symbol. So one of these bags is 500,000 arrivals. How many tourists are represented by each of these symbols? Here is a set of data for the 5 top tourist destination countries in 2016. Use the symbol from question 1 with your own skill to draw a pictogram to show this data. This pictogram shows the number of fish caught by 5 fishing boats during 1 fishing trip. And the key is, one of these is 70 fish. Which boat caught the most fish? Which boat caught the least fish? How many fish did each boat catch? What is the total catch for the fleet on this trip? Bar charts. Bar charts are normally used to display discrete data. The chart shows information as a series of bars plotted against a scale on the axis. The bars can be horizontal or vertical. Like these bars are these bars. There are different methods of drawing bar charts, but all bar charts should have a title that tells which data is being displayed, a number scale or axis, so you can work out how many are in each class, and a label on the scale that tells you what the number stands for, a scale or axis that lists the categories displayed, and bars that are equally wide and equally spaced. Work example 6. The frequency table shows the number of people who were treated for road accident injuries in the casualty department of a large hospital in the first 6 months of the year. Draw a bar chart to represent the data. Note that bar chart's frequency axis should start from 0. And here is the bar chart. Compound bar charts. A compound bar chart displays two or more sets of data on the same set of axes to make it easy to compare the data. This chart compares the growth rates of children born to mothers with different education levels. So this is the percentage of children under age 3 whose growth is impacted by mother's education. You can see that children born to mothers with secondary education are less likely to experience growth problems because their bars are shorter than the bars for children whose mothers have only primary education. The aim of this graph is to show that countries should pay attention to the education of women if they want children to develop in healthy ways. Exercise 4.8, Applying Your Skills. Question 1. Draw a bar chart to show each of these sets of data. Here is a set of raw data showing the average summer temperature in Celsius for 20 cities in the Middle East during 1 year. Copy and complete this group frequency table to organize the data, and draw a horizontal bar chart to represent this data. Question 3. The tourism organization on a Caribbean island records how many tourists visit from the region and how many tourists visit from international destinations. Here is their data for the first 6 months of the year. Draw a compound bar chart to display this data. Pie charts. A pie chart is a circular chart which uses slices or sectors of the circle to show the data. The circle in a pie chart represents the whole set of data. For example, if you surveyed the favorite sport played by everyone in the school, then the total number of students would be represented by the circle. The sectors would represent groups of students who played each sport. Like other charts, pie charts should have a heading and a key. Here are some fun examples of pie charts. Hawaiians spend a typical day. So, as you can see, most of the day is just sleeping. Next is socializing, grooming, checking gazelles, and eating gazelles. Elephants spend a typical day. Eating, sleeping, and not forgetting. Well, mostly they eat. Jellyfish spend a typical day just floating there. Yeah, they usually just float there in the sea, absorbing food. Yes, they do eat food. And ruining a perfectly good day at the beach. Pandas spend a typical day. They're just adorable. They're just being adorable all the time. Here's example 7. The table shows how a student spent her day. So here are the activities and the number of hours. Draw a pie chart to show this data. So here's the pie chart. And yes, you do need to measure each sector so that it's accurate. And you have to label a chart and give it a title. This pie chart shows how Henry spent 1 day of his school holidays. Yeah, he mostly sleeps and plays computer games. And the rest he just does other stuff. What fraction of his day did he spend playing computer games? How much time did Henry spend sleeping? What do you think other stuff involved? Exercise 4.9. Question 1. The table shows the results of a survey carried out on a university campus to find out about the use of online support services among students. Draw a pie chart to illustrate this data. This table shows the home language of a number of people passing through an international airport. Display this data as a pie chart. The amount of land used to grow different vegetables on a farm is shown below. Draw a pie chart to show the data. The nationalities of students in an international school is shown on this pie chart. What fraction of the students are Chinese? What percentage of the students are Indian? Write the ratio of Brazilian students to the total students as a decimal. If there are 900 students in the school, how many of them are Chinese, Indian, American, or French? Line graphs. Some data that you collect changes with time. Examples are the average temperature each month of the year, the number of cars each hour in a supermarket car park, or the amount of money in your bank account each week. The following line graph shows how the depth of water in the garden pond varies over a year. The graph shows that the water level is at its lowest between June and August. When time is one of your variables, it is always plotted on the horizontal axis. Choosing the most appropriate chart. You cannot always say that one type of chart is better than another. It depends very much on the data and what you want to show. However, the following guidelines are useful to remember. Use pie charts or bar charts using single bars if you want to compare different parts of a whole. If there's no time involved and there are not too many pieces of data. Use bar charts for discrete data that does not change over time. Use compound bar charts if you want to compare two or more sets of discrete data. And use line graphs for numerical data when you want to show how something changes over time. The table summarizes the features, advantages, and disadvantages of each different type of chart or graph. You can use this information to help you decide which type to use. Exercise 4.10. Which type of graph would you use to show the following information? Give a reason for your choice. The number of people in your country looking for jobs each month this year. The favorite TV shows of you and 9 of your friends. The number of people using a gym at different times during the day. The favorite subjects of students in a school. The reasons people give for not donating to a charity. The different languages spoken by people in your school. The distance you can travel on a tank of petrol and cost of different size engines. Applying your skills. Question 2. Collect 10 different charts from newspapers, magazines, or other sources. Stick the charts into your book. For each graph, write the type of chart it is, and write a short paragraph explaining what each chart shows. Identify any trends or patterns you can see in the data. Is there any information missing that makes it difficult to interpret the chart? If so, what is missing? Why do you think the particular type and style of chart was used in each case? Why would you have chosen the same type and style of chart in each case? Why? Summary. Do you know the following? In statistics, data is a set of information collected to answer a particular question. Categorical or qualitative data is non-numerical. Colors, names, places, and other descriptive terms are all categorical. Numerical, quantitative data is collected in the form of numbers. Numerical data can be discrete or continuous. Discrete data takes a certain value. Continuous data can take any value in a given range. Primary data is the data you collect yourself from a primary source. Secondary data is data you collect from other sources, previously collected by someone else. Unsorted data is called raw data. Raw data can be organized using tally tables, frequency tables, stem and leaf diagrams, and two-way tables to make it easier to work with. Data in tables can be displayed as graphs to show patterns and trends at a glance. Pictograms are simple graphs that use symbols to represent quantities. Bar charts have rows of horizontal bars or columns of vertical bars of different lengths. The bar length or height represents an amount. The actual amount can be read from a scale. Compound bar charts are used to display two or more sets of data on the same set of axes. Pie charts are circular charts divided into sectors to show categories of data. The type of graph you draw depends on the data and what you wish to show. Are you able to collect data to answer a statistical question? Classify different types of data. Use tallies to count and record data. Draw up a frequency table to organize data. Use class intervals to group data and draw up a group frequency table. Construct single and back-to-back stem and leaf diagrams to organize and display sets of data. Draw up and use two-way tables to organize two or more sets of data. Construct and interpret pictograms. Construct and interpret bar charts and compound bar charts. And finally, construct and interpret pie charts. So that's the end of this video. Thank you and goodbye!